Today I'm going over why we block our swatches. I am knitting the Felix sweater by Amy Christophers using a yarn I have not used before. This is the Kemet Croft Fiber Rambouillet worsted, and it gets approximately 3 to 5 inch stitches per inch in this beautiful purple color. This is wool I got at the Wisconsin Wool Exchange just this past week, and I can't say that they will have this purple, but they had some other lovely colors still in the Rambouillet left. So check it out if you get a chance. So I knitted my first swatch, which is this one here on the right, and I used the needle size 10 American or US, and recommended in the pattern. And when I finished it, bound it off, and then steam blocked it, what I found was that my swatch is about 1/4 of an inch too small. This is 14 stitches per inch. 14 stitches across for a 4-inch swatch, and then 20 inches tall. And what I found is this should be measuring about 4 inches, and it's coming in at approximately 3 3/4. So I could just do adjustment in the sizing, change my ease that I want in the sweater, and then just make adjustments as I go along. Or I could try knitting another swatch, which is what I've done over here on the left-hand side. I used a size 10.5 US needle to knit this swatch. But what you'll notice is when I went to measure it before I steam blocked it, it's coming in about the same width as the previous swatch, actually just a little bit smaller. So what I wanted to do is give you guys a demonstration on how that blocking relaxes the fiber in the swatch, gives you more of an idea how the actual fabric is going to look, and the true sizing. So this was one of the mistakes I made early on, is I would swatch and go, oh, it's good enough. And then once I got the fabric done, it was not the size I was expecting. So I'm going to pause here and I'll come back and show you this blocking on this swatch block on the left hand side again after I've steamed it. And I'm back. So I've steam blocked the swatch on the left hand side. You'll notice that it's now laying flat. It's also visibly bigger than it was before, and we'll measure it real quick here. I have stretched this and pulled it to the way I think it will lay, and it is now much closer to the 4 inches that I was expecting it to end up at in order to do my Felix pullover. So what I will say is when you're steam blocking, and the reason why I do the steam blocking is so that I don't have to wait around for something to dry out to see how it's going to actually act when it's been wetted and then dried. With the steam blocking, it dries out much more quickly. It gives me more of an idea, just as well of an idea as if I had washed it. The main thing is to get that fiber to relax by applying water. I haven't done a bunch of experimentation to see what's the best way to do this, but what I've generally found is when I do machine knitting, that I feel much more comfortable with a swatch that has been fully blocked, wet blocked, because there is a lot of tension built into the swatch from the machine. But hand knitting doesn't put that same kind of tension. It still puts tension on the yarn, but not like a machine knit. So I found steaming works just perfectly fine. The swatch is not going to show you how the material is going to absolutely lay once you get it into the size of the sweater, because obviously this is not big enough to show you how the weight of the fabric is going to pull on the yarn. What you will find is this yarn seems to be very, what I'm finding is it's very stretchy, but it seems to be bouncing back the way that I would expect wool to do. So you can see some deformation where I just, and you may not be able to see it very well in the picture with the garter stitch, some deformation when I just pulled on the sweater here. And that's what I'm talking about is once you get this into a full-size sweater, it's that how densely those stitches are going to look once you have all that weight pulling on the stitches that you have. So now I have to make an important decision. Do I go with swatch A, which is using the recommended US 10 needle, and make some adjustments and hope for the best, or do I go with swatch B? And what I will say is when I'm looking at this swatch here, this you can see a lot more airiness in the fabric. If you like that, then that would be the way you would go. This swatch is not quite as airy. It's got some density to it, so I have to make that decision on how I want that fabric to look. So do I go up a slightly larger size on the sweater and then just go for the smaller gauge, knowing that I would get a different ease amount? I'd have to go back and look at the sweater dimensions to figure that out. So, but the most important thing is make sure you block your swatch so that you get more of an idea what the fabric is going to behave like once you start getting that into that full sweater. That's all I have to share today. Happy knitting.